Hey folks, welcome back to City Skylines. We're working on Sunset Falls, and last time we made a pretty significant addition when we started finally building out our city here, right? Our city, our more downtown urban space. So we have Washington Square and Franklin Square here. I'm sure we're going to end up renaming these two, but for the moment, I'll leave them in place. This is something I just noticed while we were wandering around here. Let's see if we can make these line up a little bit better here. I want to grab that, and let's kind of move that right there. I feel like there's a little more continuity now, right? We'll just trim that straight up now. Okay, so I wanted to talk about a few things we're going to do today. One, we have a fair amount of population to bring into the city, right? We're about roughly 6,000 people away from unlocking a whole lot of fun stuff. We'll unlock a liberal arts college campus area so we can finally start working on our, I can't believe this apparently, we finally start working on our college over here. I think some really interesting things with transportation there, right? Finally, we'll have our crematorium, which is going to be really nice. We get a ton of our train and metro hubs. We get this cryo preservatory. Okay, I didn't know that was a thing. We're also going to get some really cool cathedrals. This old market station. This is something I've been waiting for a long time, and our Metro Plaza station as well. So once we hit our 14,000 citizens, we can really start laying down the bones of our public transportation framework. Speaking of which, I did take some time in the break to download the Metro Overhaul mod. So we do have some more flexibility now with our metro stations. As I said before, I want kind of each space of the city to have a really unique feeling in terms of their transportation options. And so I think metro is really going to make sense, especially over here. And it's one type of transportation that I think can go through the whole kind of downtown area here in ways that still makes it unique in different spaces, right? So I think having an above ground metro here would be really cool. I just like being able to see it, right? Part of City Skylines is just being able to see your public transportation as it moves around. So I think having an above ground metro through most of this area could then transition into a below ground metro here that kind of brings people all over this kind of central ring area. So plenty of options there for metro here where we can still carry it throughout the rest of the city, but give the different areas of the city separate styles of transportation, right? So the other thing I want to talk about today, actually there's a few things, right? As I said. So the other thing that we need to do is also bring back some of our bigger roads, right? And I remember that was something that we had talked about previously. I think when I had to roll back a few episodes, I did not make this change again. So we're actually going to need to go through here and build back some of these roads. I want to be a little bit intentional about the roads that we build back. So for instance, I actually think we want to get rid of this road, not the road that I just deleted, but the other road. And I think we want to bring this road kind of continuing along here. Maybe have a better intersection here. I kind of like that swoop though. Let's think about this, because I do think that we're going to want a road going out this way, right? And it does seem to me to be like this would be the obvious road to bring out here. But I also think maybe what we can do, what if we put a road back here? How hard would it be to connect these two? I think the answer is not hard at all. That is not too shabby. Okay, so I think this is going to give us an opportunity to really start breaking up our larger road structure here. So what I'm trying to do is basically, as we remember from last time, is lay down some bigger roads that we're going to use to get around the city in a way that we don't actually need to use highways throughout the city. That's what we're aiming for. So let's just kind of see what this looks like if we start making these roads a little bit bigger. And we are going to, in fact, start pushing things out of the way. I may have to delete and move things around a little bit over here. Let's actually delete that park. Sorry. We're going to move this school. We'll actually put it facing that way. Can we now upgrade this road? Yes. Okay. That's really what we're looking for. And we're okay with, unfortunately, removing or renovating some of these homes, right? I don't know what is in the way over here. Is it any of these things? Nope, no idea. Okay, we're just gonna have to take an anarchical bend to it. We're gonna just go straight through here. So now we have this nice avenue coming along, and then I think let's pull this boulevard. We're gonna go straight across, then just pull straight out and see kind of where we get here. Okay, so now we at least have some sort of structure, right? I think actually, take that back. Let's pull this back a little bit. Then let's bring one of these main roads out here. What does that get closest to? Kind of probably this road, right? So let's bring this out here, bring this out here, and then we're just going to kind of connect both of these, right? Here we go. Alrighty, and then we'll upgrade this road here. And I know we're going to lose our paths, right? But I think that's okay. All right, we still have our little walking streets here. Actually, let's see. Do we want to leave those there? Let's actually, I'm going to remove both of those for the time being. And I definitely want to pull this one out too. Maybe just put one in there. Get rid of that one and get rid of that one. So you have to cross over there. Okay. We'll figure out, we're probably going to have to distribute this traffic around the city, but at least now at this point, you can get through most of the city just kind of on this one road, right? I think that's what we wanted to give an opportunity for in terms of a larger traffic thoroughfare, but still kind of staying within the bounds of the city. And now this kind of gives us a little bit more definition to work with as far as our grid, right? So we can kind of bring our grid over here. Maybe just have a larger grid section here that we're just okay with being a little bit larger than the average grid portion in the rest of the city. We actually may want to end up upgrading that larger boulevard too, to put some bike paths on it. We may even want to include some form of public transportation directly on the avenue. I don't know if there are any options here that work really nicely with roads, because that would be the other question. If we could find, oh, whoops, that's not what we wanted. But if we could find some form of the metro tracks that work really well. I actually haven't used most of this, just vanilla ground track. Oh, this is what we want. Ha! And we'll use specifically the elevated one. Oh, I see. We have a few different styles. Modern makes sense both ways. We use a wide pillar. What does that look like if we were just to kind of put that right along there? Whoa. Okay, well, that's not what we wanted. So you're giving me a hard time about the height. That must be what it is. Let's go up to 12. Really? Are you gonna let me do that? I don't know if anyone has found any options for the metro to go directly over a boulevard or any sort of larger road. Please let me know, because I didn't see any specific roads that would actually do that on the shop. But that's pretty much what I'm looking for, because I think the overall effect that we'd like to see is, something like that, where we could potentially have the subway riding above the roads. And we do have a few kind of subway stations that will accommodate that. So if we look through, I think a few of these are our depots, but I know we have a few of these over road options. This metro station, what does this one look like? Whoa, took a little bit of a frame rate hit there. I think this one is designed to go kind of between two sides of the road like that. Yeah, exactly. So this one just positioned just a little bit here. Oops. Could do something like that, right? It starts to get pretty cool looking. Okay, we are going to pull that out for now though, so we're not going to worry about it at this second. Okay, so let's think about expanding our grid network here. We can actually start running this a little bit just so these houses come back. At the end of the last episode, we finally hooked this up to a road. This road is still taking a ton of traffic, as you can tell. Hopefully some people will start to take this road now that it exists. We'll kind of get that. Use that a little bit more, but I want to talk a little bit about how we're going to form some of these neighborhoods. We still have some essential services that we need to lay down here. Healthcare we do have, but in terms of elder care or child care, we do not have any of those things. We also don't have any form of death care or any sort of kind of cemetery. So that's something that I wanted to include as well. Maybe, is it macabre to put a cemetery right next to a child's playground? Probably. So maybe we'll kind of actually put something out here. Can we bring this road just a little bit? Actually, let's go down here and change that back to regular. Let's curve this around a little bit, at least so that we don't have to damage our rock formation there. And we can kind of come along this road. And we'll just leave that for now. I'm not super worried about it. Actually, you know what? I think that's a little bit too curvy for me. What if we deliberately kind of stay away from part of that? Actually just go straight up NR95 here, and then we'll actually make this a little bit more of a park space in here. Can I get a good angle snap there for some reason? It's probably too close to the river's edge, I see. Okay, can we fit our death care cemetery in there now. Okay. We have to go that way, but I think that's nice. Kind of right by the water there. Maybe we can throw in a little walking path, just so someone can get over there if they're so inclined. Oops. There we go. I don't really know where you go on that path, but you can now go there. Oh, apparently this needs power. Okie doke. And let's chop this block just a little bit, and we'll extend the blocks out a little bit further where we are. There we go. Just to kind of fit in with this slightly modified grid area here. I think this is also a good opportunity to maybe put in some larger buildings or things that don't quite fit there. I know that one building I wanted to put in was some form of church, an older church. Okay, this actually looks like it'll fit really well. Maybe something like right here. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, that does look really nice. I think let's put it right across from the graveyard, the cemetery rather. Okay, cool. So we have that there, and then maybe we will deliberately kind of break up our grid right along there too, just to kind of accommodate that church. And let's throw a walking path next to it as well. Biking path. Actually, we'll make it just walking. How's that sound? It's a little bit too close. That's a little bit too far. Space is already occupied. Why are you doing me like that? There we go. Okay, cool. And then maybe we can actually scooch it over just a little bit. Let's see if they'll let me do it. To kind of blend in right there. I think. There we go. Hopefully that'll kind of let people walk in both of those places. Cool. Okay, let's take a look at fire now. That's not fire. Look at fire coverage. It is, and we're terrible. So we have kind of these two different fire departments that I think would fit a little bit more with our Brooklyn neighborhood vibe. I'm going to go with this one because I can replace just the one house. Oh, looks like I actually just placed it inside a house. Whoops, sorry. Let's turn anarchy off. That's getting my goat there. I think, okay, so this little guy we can replace. There we go. Get some fire coverage here. And then police coverage as well. We have some funky looking police stations here. Ooh, this police department might be the way to go. Is there really nothing there yet? Oh, wow. Okay. That's going to work out perfectly. Oops. There we go. All right. And now we have police coverage. Okay. I know last time we did look at school options. Looks like people are really not feeling like this is an option, apparently. There's 30 students here, but the coverage seems to be pretty bad, so not 100% sure what's going on there. Maybe we'll throw in one of these elementary schools as well, see what we can find here. And we'll go up this direction. How can we replace as few homes as possible? That's mostly what I'm going for. I have to do that. Let's see how many this takes. This takes 1,000. Okay, well, I think we should be good. Even has a little basketball court on the roof. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that. All right, so we do have school coverage here for, oh, what was that? No, that's just regular education. I was like, we're not splitting those up, right? Okay, and high school coverage, we should be okay with as well. We do have this high school over here. I think it just takes a while sometimes for some of these to really get the right coverage, saturate into the community. Fit anything interesting in here? Oyster Gate, you can't really like fit anything into high schools on this grid system. Like nothing, none of the parks can fit a few trees, pedestrian overpasses, not even any of the sunken stuff here. So, all right, well, we'll keep thinking. We could always put the school over here or something. I'm not sure yet. What we should do, I think, is put in a few homes, kind of work our way over this way so that we can have these homes bring electricity over to our graveyard and our church, or cemetery. Sorry, not a graveyard, cemetery. I mean, they're basically the same thing, right? So let me know if that's totally incorrect, but I think they're very similar. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about a fun way I think that we should start maybe thinking about our neighborhoods, and that's kind of around the concept of attractions, right? So if you look at how something like Disney World is organized, each kind of section of Disney World, each neighborhood or district, if you will, has a core anchor attraction of that area or that land, right? And I think that's kind of a mentality that would be really helpful in kind of keeping our different districts and our neighborhoods in this city, especially in a dense downtown area where everything can kind of start to look a little bit similar given the scale. And I think it'll help really kind of give character, look and feel to each part of the city and really place like a unique aspect in those places, make them really memorable and make them really interesting. So I think for Franklin Square, this really unique church asset that we're now able to use here. Maybe we can put a little bit of just kind of like smaller houses in the area. What we're seeing too is that we don't have any specific district kind of type on here. So we'll have to think about that. But then Washington Square over here, we find some sort of interesting kind of district vibe or thing to give Washington Square. My expectation is that it'll probably get a pretty nice looking metro station over here. I don't know if we want to do maybe the glass cube. How's that actually supposed to be placed? Let's kind of take a look at that. Looks like it's supposed to go on either side of a road. Can I place that like, do I have to use anarchy here? Is that the idea? Something like that? I mean, that does look pretty nice. So, oh my gosh, all these people are just walking. Where are you going? Where are you going? Going to gazebo number 1. All the way over here, huh? Wow, that is a trek. All right, so we'll think about how we could potentially place down something like that. Oh, also water. Good call. I don't think that we got our water pipes over here. So let's make sure that we have water all over Franklin Square here. Okay. Well, actually, let's maybe bring water along the street too, or the street to be. There we go. Cool. We even have some interesting water infrastructure. I haven't really looked through here in a while, but that's good to know. All right, no rest for the wicked. We do have to keep moving. What kind of road is this? Basic road with grass, median, and trees versus just a 2-lane road. I see. All right, so we need to turn our, oh, geez Louise. Okay, let's take that back. We just need to turn our road guidelines back on. There we go. Okay, I think we're doing, was it 12 across, 11 up and down? Does that sound right? Yes, it does. I think it will work just fine. 11 up, 12 over. Beautiful. Okay. Anything else large that we're going to need to fit in one of these spaces? I do think we could have something kind of interesting to showcase this space. Maybe any of these unique buildings. Are we seeing anything interesting? We have a ton of unique buildings right now. And I think we don't want to, kind of put something in that's not going to fit at all, but definitely things to think about here. We do have a zoo, a resort tower. That sounds pretty cool. And I do think a football stadium or some sort of stadium will look really neat in here. We just have to find the right place for it, right? So right now, I think I'm looking for something that's just a little bit chiller, right? This kind of seems pretty neat looking. Can I rotate this a little bit? There we go. How does that look? Just place it up. See, that kind of fits the look and feel of the neighborhood that we're going for. So that, to me, totally makes sense. It's something that could organically fit in this space. Kind of has this cool little space behind it here. Maybe we actually put this kind of like on the corner of a park, Maybe we could fit a nice little park in here, I think. Maybe that's something that we try to do. Let's actually move this over here. Actually, we want to rotate that. There we go. And with our Rico settings, we can change the type of building that it is, right? So we're going to add some local settings here. We're going to actually, I think, make this an office building. That makes sense to me in terms of it seems like a building group, right? We're going to use realistic pop mod. Let's say it's level 3 seems to be the highest we can go to. UI category, office makes sense, yeah. I don't think we need IT cluster rather. But with the realistic pop mod, that doesn't make sense. I feel like let's just do, I see. So it's probably going to automatically apply the realistic population options to this building. Okay, yeah, so it already expects 131 workers. It's gonna have a hard time finding that many workers, especially that many highly educated workers in this space. So we'll see how that goes. But what I will do is actually pull back on some of these streets, and let's actually go over to this road here. Let's make this just a little bit bigger, kind of acknowledge that this is probably going to be a larger thoroughfare road as well. And let's see, okay, we can't actually, all right, I'm okay with that actually diminishing a little bit once it gets to the church. It's okay, kind of becomes a smaller space. And actually here, let's pull back the last one too. Just kind of go across like that a little bit, and then we can put a nice park in here. So let's grab our park space. Hold down our prop size. just get a nice little city park in here. It doesn't have to be huge, but I thought it'd be a nice kind of background for people who are working in that office building to be able to kind of look at it through the nice little glass window here, right? Or glass space. Let's go over here. Get kind of a nice park entrance. Really nice to fit it right along the side. I think we can fit it like over here. That's not too bad either, right? Okay, and throw down our park fence. Oh, sometimes I feel like the park fence just gives me such a hard time in terms of placement. Go there and kind of go around on this side here. All the way around, grab those edges. There we go. And then just put a nice little curved piece in right up here. Okay, we can actually just pull this back a little bit, which makes life easier. Kind of curve right around the office. There we go. Just so that you guys get free access to the park, just in case. Actually, let's throw in a side entrance over here now that I think about it. I actually don't like that curve that much either. We can do better than that, right? Small park main gate, or no, we need a side gate. There we go. Now we can actually use that gate, I think, to connect up here. Let's run this gate right through here. And then we can kind of curve just a little bit there. There we go. That looks much sharper, I think. Connect that up there. I'll actually just manually move this back just a little bit here. There we go. I want to just kind of straighten this band out just a little bit. There we go. Actually, here, move that back. All right, we'll stop. Okay, so now just bring a few kind of quick attractions to the park here. Oops, gotta go really straight a little bit here. I think we can turn our snapping back on. You can give me a hard time about something. I don't know what I just destroyed over here, but that's probably part of the fence. I don't really care that much. Actually, here, you probably just go literally straight through. Not too bad. Actually, I hate it when I do that. Gotta get a little bit more creative, right? Maybe let's curve down here. So we have another mini entrance we could put down here. Boom. Bring the park right in here. Oh, it's not gonna let me do that. Okay. Kind of go right up and along here. Just kind of rotate this just a little bit here so we can get a nicer connection. And just go all the way along, way up the side here. See, now I don't want the snapping. Man, the park design can be just a little bit challenging here. There we go. I think that's good enough. But what that lets me do is then actually gives you enough space for all the things you actually want to put into it, right? So like the park cafe, that could be challenging to place here if you don't have the space, right? So we'll put that kind of right by the entrance here. I'm gonna turn the anarchy off just so we don't get a little too crazy here. But I put our chess in, a nice fountain, maybe at the other end of the park. If it went in kind of like right here. Now we can, oh, that is gonna just give us a hard time there. There we go. I think that'll work just fine. Okay. We're already gonna start to see our entertainment level pop up, I'm sure. We started the game again. 6, are you kidding me? All right, clearly we gotta go more all out here. Throw our park info booth down, probably need some bathrooms. All right, get a few kind of gazebos along the path. Everyone loves gazebos, right? What else can we get in here? I don't think we need anything too crazy, honestly. But sometimes the hard part is I feel like you're kind of tempted to put in more in a park than you really need to. And so it's just kind of like, what can we put in that's, going to feel natural and organic and things that you'd like to see at a park, but not so much so that you're just putting things in for the hell of it, right? So just throw some bathrooms in over there. I think that's something that everyone will probably appreciate at a park. So no problem doing that. Okay, and our entertainment level has skyrocketed there, so I think we'll be okay. We're about to throw in some trees, but I'm just going to make sure that we, always happy to do some advertising. We don't want to make this our main park. We're fine with celebrating, throwing on night tours. I think it can be entertaining. Definitely love recycling. I don't think that even affects this type of park, but that's okay. Let's go into our park here. We have our fall foliage brush. What does that look like? Ooh, that's actually pretty nice. That's very dense, but not the end of the world. There we go. If we need more space, we can grab it. But I really like the color that it brings here, right? Briarwood Hill. Don't know if I love that name, but that's okay. We kind of have this nice building transition here. Okay, we still need more living space. Let's do it, and then kind of sneak in just a little bit of commercial here. Actually, I bet we can find a unique building to plop here. Maybe something from this Brooklyn pack. Kind of one of these unique corner buildings, potentially. I think these look pretty cool. Let's see, I think, there we go. Okay, I was about to say, specific kinds of corner buildings. I think I can just rotate this, rotate. There we go. It'll fit especially nicely on the corner there. And then we can just kind of build around it, I think. That'll work out well. Even shift this up a little bit. There we go. We do have our post office around here somewhere too, right? I know it went somewhere. Let's consider this, right? Yeah, okay, so it is right there. There's our post office. Looking sharp on the corner there, buddy. Cool. All right, so we are kind of seeing this population increase, maybe not quite at the pace we expected, but that's okay. I think the real question is going to be, how do we kind of keep expanding, keep these neighborhoods interesting, and what other things can we kind of put in here, Get it a little bit crazy here. There we go. Bring this over. Awesome. That is, oh, I see. Yep, because we changed our grid size. Okay. Well, what does this kind of style of grid look like? It's actually not too bad, I would say. There's definitely still plenty of space. You could actually run a second road through here and actually split these up a little bit. Kind of like that idea, to be honest with you. Just make a narrower block here. Not a problem at all. Why is it go up to a bridge there for some reason? Oops. No bridges needed, thank you very much. We are going to have to solve this walking problem pretty shortly. I assume people are just walking because they have no public transportation options to get over to the rest of the city here. They are enjoying that area over there, but sorry folks, we're just going to need a little bit more population before we're going where we want to be, right? All right, so let's see, where do we take out a few of these roads? I think we can actually bring this road back in. And then let's kind of just mimic going directly across here. Actually, let's pull out this street so we can really make sure that we're getting far enough over. Turn our road guidelines back on. Go. Oh, no, and that's only 8 down. Okay, so we do want to go back to our 12 across. And then we're going to make blocks of 8. I see. So this is just kind of mixing up our grid a little bit. I don't think it's the end of the world, right? We're going to have a slightly denser traffic here. And it's okay. Not trying to trick me. Okay, well now we don't want your road guidelines anymore. Thanks, but no thanks. Wow, it's really going to give me a hard time. I think we just pull the node out there. Ah, I see. It's because it had like double nodes or something there. Now we're not doing too badly. Okay. Go back our 12 one more. We really just want our angle guidelines on. But I think now that we've fixed that final node problem, we should be okay. Nope, I lied. There's one more. Okay, let us fix that though. Okay, cool. So I do think it's worth thinking about a few of the other services that the city is going to need. Kind of we have this little services camp over here. I think I'm actually going to pull in a road line right here as well. We can maybe do a little bit more of a public works campus over here if need be. How is our trash actually doing? I think we're doing okay with our garbage. Processing seems to be going just fine. Oh, this is a geothermal power plant. It's not even garbage. Well, let's throw some garbage in here anyways. Never hertz. And then that gets into some more of our industry stuff. Okay, so it's good to know where that actually is. Okay, we're pulling in our power there. I'm actually going to reroute this power kind of right along this dirt road here, so we can get rid of these not so great looking power lines there. Alrighty, so I think we can actually, here, let's open this space up too a little bit. There we go. We can just fit some more interesting larger buildings in, you know? I think that's always a fun option. Just kind of see what our options are and make sure that we're keeping things interesting. Ooh, maybe a bigger park. I guess we do have a park right over there, right? So something a little bit interesting. This is a really funky looking building. Let's just see what this looks like. Whoa, this is huge. Almost fits the neighborhood. Oh man, I haven't used a lot of these assets in game before, so I think we're just kind of trolling around trying to find something interesting, right? It's also definitely worth remembering that, you know, what the city looks like later is not necessarily what it's going to look like right now. Ooh, the Hill Valley Clock Tower, Chrysler Building, some condos. Those look pretty nice. What else can we fit in here? An opera house. Oh, wow. That could be really funky to put in. A sea fortress. I didn't even know that was a thing we had. We have some government buildings to throw in a little bit later. Maybe the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. This is actually something that would probably fit pretty well here. What does this look like? Okay, that is a very cool looking asset. I think this is something that we would want to put near our subway stop. So let's actually, maybe we can throw down the infrastructure for that in our metro, just to like acknowledge where we want to put it. Okay. Oh, that's trains. That explains why we're having an issue there. Do we have any additional train stations we need to unlock? Because I think we're looking for some sort of elevated metro station option. Let's see, what about in this creators pack? Are we missing any elevated metro stations? It's a Metro Plaza. Glass box is metro and train, which I don't think that we need yet. Crossover train station. No, I think that we're okay there. So let's see. This is a sunken bypass metro. Just kind of like take a look at a few of these. Okay, that does look really neat. I'm not gonna lie. Would that fit with our kind of Ritz-Carlton right over here? Oh, that could be a pretty cool look right there. I don't think the Ritz-Carlton patrons would love being that close to a metro, but you know, they'll deal. Hopefully it wouldn't be too loud. This is a sunken dual platform station. So this is more, I think, like, yep, that one that goes on either side of the road. That looks really cool, actually. Let's see, what would that look like over here? Kind of like that. It's pretty solid. Fits really nicely in this space. All right, definitely a contender. That's a sunken train platform. I don't think is what we want. This is one more sunken island metro station option. Oh, that's kind of like the best of both worlds here. I see. Is this? I think this is dual track and this is single track. That's my understanding here. Note though that these are both sunken, right? So I don't want to burst anyone's bubble, but we did say we wanted to do an elevated metro bypass station. So maybe something a little bit more like this, where we could fit the Ritz a little bit over here instead. That could be pretty neat looking. It's a little aggressively on the road here, but I'm sure they can accommodate. I don't know why it's that close to the road, actually. That seems odd to me. Is that really how it's supposed to go? Let's consider the front entrance. Huh, interesting. Okay. Well, what that might give us an occasion for is actually an opportunity to change the road. So I'm going to leave that there for the second. Actually, let's move it a little bit closer to the subway. Okay, I kind of like that. It's like right up by the subway. Looks pretty cool. And actually, if we do that, then we can run this road right back again. And all of a sudden, that looks totally normal. I see. So it's just kind of off kilter a little bit. Okay, I do really like that. I know it was a little bit spur of the moment, and I actually don't think that we want trees under there. So let's actually change that road right there. Oh, whoops, can't change it. We want to change it to that. There we go. So at least fits, but now we don't have kind of trees underneath our sunken metro station. But I do like that. I think the real question is that on an appropriate side? Because theoretically, that should actually probably be right here, and we should shift this whole thing sideways if we want our metro to kind of go up and down this street. So let's kind of see what that would look like, right? And I don't know if you can tell, but I really have not planned this out quite yet. So we're just gonna get rid of a few of this. Sorry, everyone. A few of these. And then how can we kind of align it? Doesn't really matter where I put it for the second. That's where I want to put it. Okay, so maybe something like this instead. Man, I did really like how it was looking before. you know what? We can put it back for now. It's not the end of the world. Let's see what that looks like. Again, have that here. Put the Ritz right back here. And you know what? Maybe we'll just make our subway line accommodate that. That's okay too. This is a pretty big subway platform. It can accommodate multiple different subway lines. So we'll find something that works for us. We also can't forget a few of these as well. So we have all sorts of different kind of monorail bus hubs, metro monorail train, the whole 9 yards, in addition to some of these options over here. Ground Island Platform Train Station. There's a whole lot of things here. Is this a train? Oh, it's just trains. Okay, I see. Yeah, looking forward to getting into all those. So let's just actually leave this here for now, and we'll kind of see what this ends up looking like. But I'm going to essentially kind of reserve some of this space along here for the metro line. So let's just kind of build up here instead. We'll get back to building here. Some of that in, some of that in. I assume this metro line is going to be a little bit louder. So maybe we kind of go back and layer in some shop in here to make sure things don't get too loud for our citizens down here. What are we looking at? All right, so that's not awful, not awful. What do we need to show here? Educate more citizens. I don't know what the deal is with our education. I really don't understand why this is still so bad, considering our capacity. I don't think I've done anything drastic to our education system, so I'm confused as to why this is a problem. We do have a fair amount of people clamoring for university, though, so it's definitely something that we're going to want to tackle soon. We have sports, museums. We do have this nice little faculty building, and we do have some trade school campus options. I haven't actually seen what any of these buildings look like, so this is definitely something we could consider. But I think we want to do, at least in this space, maybe a liberal arts space up here, and then figure out via university or trade school over here as well. So I think, well, actually probably want to put the liberal arts school up here and put the university down here, and maybe a trade school can be a little bit closer to our distribution manufacturing over there. Oh, and it looks like we are running out of water over here. Can't forget our essential services. There we go. Loop that down and around. Okay, the other thing we probably have to think about is whether or not all of these are actually in. Oh, I see. So we kind of start to split out of the Washington Square district right along here. So I'm going to try to carve this a little bit more cleanly there. We'll actually carve down too. Okay, so one other thing I think we should plan before we wrap up here is, oh man, these elevated dual platform trains definitely look pretty cool. We didn't even look at the other elevated metro options. Let's just, for our own interest, see what some of these look like. Okay, I see. It's kind of a cool looking covered one. This is more of like an open glass box one. Nice. What other options do we have? This is elevated dual platform, I see. And then the rest of them are, I think, are trains, right? Elevated trains. I don't know how I feel about elevated trains, honestly. Let me know if you have strong feelings about elevated trains. I don't really, but definitely something I'm thinking about in terms of where can we put some cool trains. What does that look like? Oh God, well, that looks hideous. Over road friendly. Oh, maybe I should have tried clicking this button, huh? That's crazy. Why does it keep, I don't know why it keeps doing that. There we go. I see. And we really need this for it to fully. Okay, I see. Turn back on over road friendly. Interesting. Okay, so I don't think that we actually want to use that one going across the city like that. What I do think we want to do is recognize that. Oops. All right, so there is a bypass as well, elevated bypass metro station. So there's the 2 stops on either side and then 1 bypass track that goes through, it seems like. So let's actually take just one of these out. Can I do that? Okay, and then can I also have another one kind of connects and goes up? That's my other question here. So can we kind of curve something up? All right, looks like it will let me do that. Ooh, it's not gonna look good though. I'm gonna cut all that and see. Maybe it won't actually let me do that. I see. Yeah, it's gonna get angry at me for that. Okay. Well, in that case, let's just pull this out the full way and then figure it out when we get there. But what I would like to do is just run one kind of service line out here and go to our actual Metro Depot, right? Because I think we had one of those here, Metro Depot 2 or Metro Depot. I think this Metro Depot. We can kind of put it right along here. Actually, we kind of want it on the other side of that road. Because what I'd like to do is kind of have the metros run into the Metro Depot, right? And of course, it's just going to be really difficult about this because of what side of the building it's on. So let's just kind of place it and then see what that looks like. Okay, so what I'd like to do is maybe put this kind of down here. Can we have the metros just cross a road? I don't love that concept. But the problem is if you put it here, they have to loop all the way around. I can maybe put it here, but that feels awfully close. Maybe, okay, maybe over here. I don't think it's that awful to have the metro come around here. Let's see what that looks like. Oops. And let's actually back this up a little bit here. I don't know why you're getting upset at me about your space here. Yeah, that I don't think that's gonna work, is it? Well, honestly, that's because this whole thing needs to be lifted a little bit. That's really the problem. First of all, let's run water out to our garbage. But this, I think, would have to be up a little bit higher. So actually, let's do this. We're just gonna carve out a chunk of this mountain. And then we can run it straight through and it won't even matter. All right, so what are we gonna grab? How high is that up? Something like this, roughly. Just along this road here. Boom. Check this out. Now, oh, you're still gonna give me a hard time about it, huh? Okay, fine. Let's just use our light industrial here. And it doesn't have to go like that. There we go. What does this look like now? Other than that being totally on the wrong side, that's good. Okay. So pretend that I did that right the first time. We'll put that there. Now take our warehouse here. There we go. Okay, and now we can just move all of these things except our trees. Oops. And actually get both sides of the road there. Okay. That I do not mind. The real question is going to be, how do we now get this road kind of off and down here? That's actually not nearly as hard as I thought it was going to be. Oh, that's because we have anarchy on. That's why. Should have known. All right, turn anarchy off. What? Oh. Well, now you're just being foolish. All right, almost kind of wanted this a little bit like a frontage road. That clearly did not pan out here. Let's see if we can get it just working a little bit better. Less bad, just a little bit better. Okay, and then, yeah, that's the same height. I don't know why you're giving me a hard time. There we go. Okay, let's kind of have our little frontage road there. So now the real question is going to be, can we just kind of nicely run this right into our station here? And I feel relatively confident that we can do that. So let's pull that back, grab our station right here. It's supposed to be 12. All right, so first things first, let's just bring it straight across, right? Okay, so it's actually a little bit low. What can we bring it across just to see? That's clearly going up. That looks, there we go. Okay. So now I think we can just kind of start to flex them a little bit down towards each other. So, oh, that got a little bit wonky. Here, let's see if we can kind of slope from here. Oops. All the way over here. Okay, I think that's much better. Cool. So now the operating metro over here can get over here. Exactly what I was looking for. I don't know why the heck it's doing this though. No idea what's going on here. Give me such a hard time, huh? I don't know why it does that. Interesting. I'll have to look into that. See what's going on there. I don't know if maybe they're just kind of incompatible with Metro Overhaul. Does the other side look like that? Yeah, that's weird. Huh. If we try different track style. Ooh, that looks worse. Okay, well, good to know. If anyone has any fixes for alternate design, all right, how about this? Nope, still going to be a problem. Well, now we know. Okay, what are we up to? 9,000 roughly, not too shabby. Put in a little housing right there, just in case. Get a little bop in. And then I think we're doing okay. Clearly we don't have too much commercial demand, at least nothing that can be satisfied by this high density commercial, which does seem a little bit odd to me. Do we have any high commercial utensil filled in right now? Yeah, we do. There we go. All right, so we're getting some of it. We're going to definitely have to set up some more district themes because this looks very cool, but it's very eclectic. Let's say that, right? So we'll go with that. And then we have, oh, yeah, last thing. Let's prioritize some of these roads. So I think we want to make this a priority road, high priority road right there. Awesome. And that should, oh, I didn't actually check. Okay, so it does extend all the way through. Awesome. That's considered a high priority road. And you should be considered a high priority road. And this roundabout is going to have roundabout rules. This roundabout, for some reason, is not considered a roundabout. Now you can have roundabout rules. This last roundabout rules. Cool. Okay. All right. Well, our city is slowly kind of starting to grow. I think, again, it's a slow but steady population race. And I think maybe what we'll have to end up doing is really kind of build out some big grid coming into this area and then start getting a little bit, actually here, let's just do it. We got time, right? So let's do a little bit more of our grid here. I'm going to go out, it's up 12, up 11 over 12. Interesting. No, there we go. I don't know why you're giving me a hard time. Now I know. Cool. And now we can kind of start something a little bit different. So let's kind of go right off of this turn here and start something a little bit different for our grid system. Now, oh, no, go up to full 90. Oh, that is funky. I do kind of like that though. Definitely becomes, no, too much for me. It is interesting that this 90 degree goes out like that. There we go. I think this is getting a little bit better. So now we have kind of a funky grid there, but then we can kind of start our grid back up here. We don't actually have to go out here. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. So we're mostly just trying to go our 11 up. Really? See, I should have known better. Can't start going off of that, right? 11 up goes there. 12 over. Then it's just going to be whatever down makes sense. There we go. I do like this kind of 12 over grid, so we'll maybe kind of keep doing it as long as we can. Down there. One more over. So, like I said, we don't have to necessarily keep this grid, and we definitely don't want to keep this road. I think we're going to want to do something more interesting here, because this road was literally just built in as kind of our default access here. But this starts to give us a little bit more grid, and what I really wanted it to do was give us more space for some buildings, right? So let's just kind of go in, throw in our paths really quickly ahead of time, but then just kind of go in and wholesale make sure that we have enough housing to really start getting us places, right? Okay. I will have to put water in all these spaces as well, so I did not run any water pipes. Oh, actually, man, that's the great thing about this structure, or this spacing, is that you really don't have to worry about it. We'll run one more along here just in case, right? But there we go. Okay, so we should start to see population pop up just a little bit more. Let's speed that up. Okay, that was really only 4 blocks, so maybe not quite as intense as I thought it might be, but that's okay. I think we are going to upgrade this kind of next section here before we get too far, because I think we may want to run a subway line down this line. Actually, here, let's just kind of experiment and see what that would look like. We had one subway line, overload friendly, and kind of just ran that right along here. What would that look like? You're unnecessarily curving here. It seems a little odd. Well, here, if we just run the line like that, how does it run in here? Okay, that's not awful. Not amazing, but not awful. I see it's a little bit too low. Okay, interesting. I wonder why that is. I bet we can mess around with that. Oh, hey, there we go. Hit level 3 in our mining. Awesome. Okay. Well, now we have something to look forward to next time when we come back at the beginning of our highway and metro stations. That's interesting, this clipping. Okay. I'll look into a little bit about how how our metro overhaul mod is going to work with our new elevated bypass metro stations and some of the other options we have here. If anyone has any advice too on names for our new neighborhood over here, please let me know. And any styles too, any district styles you think would be interesting. I'm always looking out for some new building packs. So if you have something you think would look great here, please let me know. Other than that, I will catch you next time. Thank you for joining me. If you liked this video, I don't normally say this, but if you like this video, feel free to give it a like. If you want to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. If you've made it all the way to the end, congratulations. Thanks for doing so. Can't wait to see you next time.